Kamya and the church, we needed the same type of document. So that we track, we're now interested in tracking all our approvals so that we don't make mistakes. Yeah.
It might take
Can we speak on this?
Okay.
They say family of Mzee Kasaja will go 3 billion residential. What was it about? Can we just get the other documents?
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Another issue, yes, clarification.
I have perused through this, and I'm realizing there is a big problem because we needed the justification in all this, and I think that's what we are taking to the House, is that these conversations are arising out of presidential directive. We don't have any record of any directive here, because what we have based on those through this.
Microphone.
Yeah, what I was saying is that all of this is arising under the presidential directive.
Is it all?
Yes.
No.
That's well, endeavor issues are a little bit clear. But this Lusanja, no, Lusanja they are saying it is a presidential directive, but in all the correspondence, the information available, the best I can see is when the minister is seeking presidential guidance. But the minister has not helped us with the guidance from the president, because we cannot go to the floor and say this was the presidential directive, when actual sense the directive is non-existing. Yes, we can pay out, but once since you say it's a presidential directive, you've armed us with your request for guidance, but we don't see that directive. So on what basis are we now of moving to assume that there is a problem? Because we cannot go on the floor on the ground.
Point taken, the minister will respond. The confirmation that the president directed is what is asking. Evidence of that directive. Like I see number 1 of family of Mzee Kasia is a presidential directive.
That is on your document.
Yes.
Don't have it.
With the Kurukuru.
Yes. Waburukuru Kasia.
Which document is that, Minister?
Yes, sir.
Is it this one?
Is it among the ones you gave us yesterday?
I see the document here and type from Office of the Minister of Lands.
I can give you.
Okay, if you have one, let's have
There
it.
are 1 and 2 and 3
Don't have it.
together like this.
Let's have a look.
Because I found it.
I never got a copy.
Okay,
Those 3 documents.
there is one letter. Colleagues, there is one letter written for Waburukuru Kasia by the Principal Private Secretary to the President. There is also one from Attorney General. There is also one from the Minister addressed to the Ugandan Commission. Yeah, that's what we have. So, this is a directive. I think, colleagues, this one answers the question. Waburukuru, the name is quite long.
Yeah.
I'm reading it. Of 11th July 2017.
Open, sir. They didn't put it.
Yeah, signed by the Principal Private Secretary, His Excellency. I think this is your copy for your record.
But if you don't have, if you don't have it, I can submit it.
We have.
You have.
So Chair, it means this land This land of Mosaic of Guru is in the Shema district.
It's in Shema district.
Exactly.
It's not part of Losanja.
No.
So they are mixed up. That's why you need the information. These things are mixed up.
Honorable. Honorable. We are here yesterday. We told the minister there are two issues. There is 12.11 billion under land commission,
Yes.
which we asked her to unpack and show us who are the beneficiaries, and this is what the Rwabukuru belong, and that's the document, that's the paper she has submitted. The balance, she has showed the amount to so far paid for that compensation, and then the balance. So the balance is what they are now requesting under the supplementary.
Okay.
So Lusanja is under the ministry.
7.6.
So that other schedule she's going to bring, I think she's waiting for it.
Yes.
Yeah, so here you address the land commission, and even the undersectoral land commission is here with us today. But he has not introduced himself.
Yeah,
And maybe since we are all on a mask, he will have 1 minute so that we know him well. We may be seeing a face of her. Now we can know. Yes, we can put back your mask.
So that is Rwabukuru.
Yes. So maybe you tell us this. You want to know the story?
No.
It's a long
What about
story.
the other? These are all
Then
about-
again, Stephen Peter,
Nakenda was
he has
court
never been paid even a shilling.
This is a court
Court order.
order.
Busurwa, he got 800 million. His balance 1.4. Lost counties. Maybe you explain that part.
In Bunyoro.
and why is it negative?
Let the minister explain that about Busurwa.
These are the people, the absentee landlords in Bunyoro. The Baganda absentee landlords who were actually the reason for the land fund. Whose land was bought by government for the benefit of the squatters, owners who are called squatters, who are turned into squatters in Bunyoro. And there are many, this is the purpose really for the main reason that the land fund was created at first, you remember, to correct the injustices of the colonial history over land. And Mr. Julius Busurwa was paid this money. The details are coming. Some of these are decades old, years. We have so many actually, years old. Whatever we can. Some have, they need urgent attention, and some will never able to find it.
Chair.
Point of clarification, Chair.
Honorable Mutebi.
Mr. Chairman, through you, I want to find out from the Minister the fact that we have quite a number of cases of this nature and magnitude. Other than the presidential order, what is the standard criteria of dealing with such claims, which are quite many in this country, including court orders demanding compensation that have not been dealt with, yet we just have very, very few brought to be considered as being of special importance in the such supplementary budget, as if it was not foreseen to have these incorporated within the main budget.
Mr. Chairman.
Honorable Bogo.
This is for further clarification, Mr. Chairman. First of all, I regret that because of unforeseen circumstances, I was not able to attend yesterday. But my issue is about how we are handling the directives. The documents I have do not bear the valuation of the land to show that the land was valued for this amount of money, and therefore it's on that basis that it's being paid. When I read the letter from the Attorney General seems to be like he's talking about something which has already happened. Already some payment had been made when the Attorney General wrote this letter on 14th of August 2017. And I was wondering, where is the initial letter that cleared the first payment, the letter from Japan agency, and the valuations? And finally, Mr. Chairman, one time there was a presidential directive to give a house to the former mayor of Kampala, late Alhaji Masante Ismaga. And it was found that although the directive had been made, it was not proper in law. And for that reason, it was actually declined. I am wondering whether these directives are taken as divine laws or in some circumstances as advisors of the president, the ministers actually declined some of these directives.
Chair,
Thank you.
Clarification.
I also have a short one in reference to number 3, Busura Julius, on lost counties. I'm aware that in those lost counties there are several landlords. What is the criteria? Is Busura the biggest that it takes precedent against all other landlords that are encumbered in the lost counties by the people occupying their land? Why particularly do we pick on Busura? Or have the rest been paid and Busura is the only one still having outstanding issues?
Yeah,
Another clarification.
It is similar, but I want to put another perspective, Chair. Chair, there has been a complaint before Uganda Land Commission that they are only paying people of particular areas. For instance, most of the claimants are in some regions, and the book the list is so huge. But every year, selectively, you pick out. Like now, you pick out Sulua. Guru is in a bad case because there has been a complaint. Of late, most of the people who have been getting compensation, most of them are from Bushane area. Yes, it's on record. Now, nobody has ever been paid in Mbari, for instance, in airport, in Mbari. But nobody has ever been paid, even in Mbari and Municipal not paid. So I want to know that yes, Guru is there, these ones are there. But can you shed light so that we are not seen to be towing the line of selective favoritism? You select some individuals, you pay them money, and the majority are here, you ignore it, and they are really suffering. In Uganda here and in Mbale, sometimes you forget that they are in Mbale also, who are supposed to benefit from this fund, land fund. But you selectively pick somebody because of medical attention. And also we need to know whether these are all because the president directed us to pay.
No, sir.
Another one, same. I hope we are not repeating ourselves.
Mr. Chair, I just have an inquiry. Mr. Chair, yesterday we saw at least the enrichments for number 1 and 2. Mr. Chair, I know that we have so many cases of this nature, but I have two requests or 2 points of concern. One is that we have so many outstanding cases of this nature, including those for compensation under the RAN fund. I have so many in my Wampara area. Those minor titles which are occupied by people which be serviced by government and given to the current sitting tenants. We have so many, Mr. Chairman, which government has paid, especially in Bunyoro. We need stock of that because I'm told when they pay, these titles actually are being taken by other people. They have been paying and the Uganda Commission has not been salvaging the titles that they have cleared. So that's we need to get maybe an inventory or status report of that. What has been paid is quite a lot. And then, as members have requested, we need to know the normal procedure to be followed apart from if you have no capacity to meet the president or the minister, you cannot be served. So that criteria is very clear, and everybody can satisfactorily be served. However, Mr. Chairman, from I know that this is a very big burden in this country, on government and on us. So for me, whenever we get any case cleared, I feel happy because these are outstanding cases.
Correct. So
any case which is cleared genuinely, we have no problem with it. But we must make sure that what I have requested is all better before. Thank you.
Okay, Honorable Minister, you clarify that.
Thank you.
One question is that there are many, you have stock of all these claimants.
Yes. Honorable members,
Yes.
I appreciate the sentiments and concerns of the members, but before I directly answer the question or clarify, members should know that the Uganda Land Fund is seriously underfunded. For instance, this year, the budget for Uganda Land Commission was 19 billion. 19 billion. In some cases, only one claimant claims almost like
Is that for only claimants, so it includes salaries, operations?
It also includes the
That's what I'm asking her to shed light. When you say the budget of land commission is 19 billion.
For the land fund.
There could be for land fund.
For the land fund.
Yes.
19 billion.
Yes.
Now when you look at 19 billion and you say you take off for like the Omukama of Nyoro who alone requires 36 billion.
Yeah.
You pay one person and don't even. That's why you see that they pay small amounts. Some of these are as old as decades old, but they get small amounts paid so that they can spread around. So you need to understand that small but important detail, and we shall request this committee to please support funding of the land fund so that we summarily deal with the question of the land, even if it is to borrow money once and for all, so that we deal with the question of the land, the historical distortions. I was coming to answer
clarifying your questions. Now you're again giving her information. Yet
in relation to what transpired when they brought their budget last time.
You asked for clarification.
Clarification, not information.
Now again you are giving her information.
Which one is in relation to the budget?
That's a clarification.
So,
when they appeared here last time, we requested them to present a detailed requirement because we thought the presentation was biased and it did not reflect where the major issues were, and it was never brought because it was on the basis of that information that the committee would make an informed decision on the kind of budget that was required. Up to today, that information has never been brought before the committee.
that is information is being compiled. It is not, you appreciate that it is a lot of work covering the whole country. I want to assure members that that information is being compiled and will be submitted.
But, Honourable Minister, you know I've been a member of the Physical Infrastructure Committee, and you have that report. It's already there. It's not something which is missing. It's exactly there because you have, even me, I have a copy. So when you say it's being compiled, because you have it, I even have a copy myself.
What's that? Is it a stock of?
Yes.
Stock of all this?
The entire, but it
Yes. It covers the whole country, even in Valley. You have it. I even have a copy.
Okay, good.
But you need to
So here you say it's being compiled. I don't understand.
But members, Chair, I just wanted to say this. Not really sympathizing with the minister, but the issues of land keep on cropping up every other day. For example, if they gave us the other information, the church had not been demolished. It was never.
Yes.
And the Lusanja issues are not coming. So I think they can give and keep on updating.
So we promise, we would like to undertake.
Chair, the one I was talking about, the one Honorable Beti is talking about, the one the minister was, the historical one.
Okay, it's clear. We have understood both of you.
I would like to undertake, Chair, that at an opportune time in the near future, you give us an opportunity to come and submit that.
Okay.
Two, honorable members wanted to know the criteria for selecting beneficiaries. What is the criteria? One, there's a committee which was established under the chairpersonship of the Minister of State for Land. And on that committee, certain people were nominated to sit on that committee. Two people from the Land Commission and two people, I think, from the Ministry and from the Ministry of Finance. And that committee is the one which sits and establishes who to give and when and how. But as I said, the available funds are so few that you can only consider one or two or three people. And normally, it is for the person, for instance, to go to court and get an order of mandamus is because their case has been long overdue. Some people have died without, the land issues.
And somebody is also very active.
It's very active, yes, and some people are very ill.
Some are aggressive.
True. So
I think the criteria is obvious. The money is little,
is a committee.
but these people must do something. So they look at, like you can see some of this medical. The committee also has to have some compassionate thinking. If Mutebi has demanded for long, he is sick, he needs support, can we sort that one? And also others are very aggressive
in chasing
for the money. They run to court, they run to president, we can't all be equal. But all these are claimants. It's now the issue of the basket. It's the money which is the problem. But what we emphasize is you must have very good record keeping.
Yes.
So that we don't get a chance for you people in the commission just to play about with the money. You get 19, where it goes is unclear. So we want things to flow like this. Yeah. Like today I brought this one. That's why we insist there must be a column for the particular land,
piece of land,
so that we coordinate in the future. And in fact, we shall now want every other time you come for the budget to come with every year's performance of that land fund. You show us what has been cleared in the year, what is outstanding, and also the what Honorable Thieno said, the historical record. Update this Los Angeles and the church to that, and you submit for our record also.
Chair, in addition to that, Chair, constitutionally, the land fund was created to address the historical distortions that the minister was talking about. Now, what's disturbing is that whereas the purpose was to address the historical distortions, that's not what's being addressed. Instead, we are now looking at the Los Angeles, the neighbors, and others that are emerging. So the purpose for which this fund was created is now being lost. That's a concern, Honourable Minister, that we are now losing the purpose for which this fund was created.
But information...
The actual targeted beneficiaries are now sidelined.
Honorable
the ones are now benefiting.
No, Honorable Member, may I give information, please? The Lusanjas and the Endeavors are not even in the land fund. They are the ones which are directly
Under the ministry.
For you remember we talked about the compulsory land acquisition for public good. Those ones not even fall under
The land
fund. But you are right that it was basically created to address the distortions.
The land fund.
The land fund. But they continue. For instance, the land fund, the distortions were where, by the stroke of a pen, somebody became a tenant on his land, because by the stroke of a pen, that land was given to someone who became a landlord. That is mainly what we are dealing with today, because through sale of titled land, the tenant, the chibanja holder, is also sold. Is also sold. And so the new buyer, now the third party, the new buyer, wants to evict this person who had historical ownership of the land.
So, Honorable Minister, that has been taking place for so long, where Kamya has a land, he comes to Isiagi, gets money, and then it goes around, and now the other Chibanja, they call them Chibanja. Those who are squatting must be handled. It comes back to government. So there is no some game going on, and we are watching a game going on. It will continue until when? How can we stop this? Because if I'm buying land from you, I should buy vacant possession. If they are squatters or the Chibanja holders, we must agree that is you or me to manage them so that it doesn't come back to government.
The Honorable Chair, the historical distortions created a dual ownership of land. And people need to, if you read this week's The New Vision and the Daily Monitor, I had a center spread information on land, giving out exactly the processes or the stages through which a person may be evicted, and even detailing who cannot be evicted and why they cannot be evicted. So I put out even plans for government to strengthen the laws and regulations to protect people on the land. I put that out in the newspapers today, and among the things that we plan to do is to put a mandatory burden on the purchaser to do due diligence and ensure that the land he's going to buy is not encumbered. Because what happens? Sorry?
Yeah, to bring it in a law,
yes.
To amend the law.
Yes, we need an amendment of
the
law.
Let me see this small clarification.
Yes.
Madam Minister, whereas that information is so good and pertinent to us, we would also want to know and see how to protect the vulnerable. Among these groups of people who are seeking compensation, there are those who don't have people ahead of them whom they can talk to, and for them they remain quietly. At the end of the day, you may find some of these claimants are on the claimants that are genuinely down and not seen, being trampled upon. That's why what Honorable Oko said, that give us the list, the historical list, so that each time chairman they are paying, we know that why are they paying off this one of yesterday and leaving the other one that are registered for now. In fact, like you have a lot of domestic areas on what? On compensation of the people. So that can also help us maybe to plan on that land fund that you're talking about and see how even those who cannot speak to Kenneth and lobby, who cannot speak to Honorable Kamya and lobby, can also get what? Something out of the land.
Okay. Colleagues, I want us to have the minister come clear on the point she hinted on putting burden to a purchaser. Can you put more light and tell us what steps are you taking? Is it coming as a law, an amendment? We don't need to lose that point because...
I want to elevate it.
Yes.
Chair, I want just to enrich that the burden should not only be on the purchaser, but even on the seller. Because in the case of Lusanja, what happened? The sister sold to others. The brother also sold to another person. Now it so happened, the one the brother sold, you see both the sister and the brother sold land.
The same land.
The same land. The sister sold to these people. Then the brother also went and sold to Kichoncho. Now Kichoncho, being a rich man, went and created a title. Is it something like that? And went to court. So now in that case, this is greed. We are paying for greed by the owners.
They call it the purchaser.
Aha. So actually, by doing this, we are encouraging this type of greed, where we are paying. So the burden should not be just on the purchaser chair, even the seller, because of this greed we must cure.
Chair, the reason that the purchaser is a stronger checkpoint is because they will not get a title until they prove that the land they are buying is free of encumbrance. Because what usually happens, no, it's not there. What usually happens, sir, people, they just go to the ministry and they search. And the search will tell you that the land belongs to Honorable Isiak. And you can prove that it's Honorable Isiak. So you pay him from the search. You haven't reached the ground. Now when you go to the ground, you find that his entire clan is actually still resident on the land, including graveyards. Then people refuse to go. They say, "What, you go?" But he has come with a proper purchase agreement, which court recognizes that it was a proper court agreement. And once the court has recognized that Honorable Isiaki bought the land legally, the court issues an eviction order. But those people who are there, they resist because they are Iwanja holders. And the Honorable, His Lordship, the Chief Justice Emeritus, Bat Katureve, actually issued instructions to judges and magistrates to go on the locus and establish that there are no encumbrances like Viwanja holders whom you cannot by law evict. So we are strengthening the laws that are present, which include doing searches to ensure that the purchaser, because the purchaser is the one who is interested in the transfer, in the title. You will not get a title until you prove that you reach you talk to the people, they sat in a meeting, they agreed, and you registered it with a notary. You notarized that meeting before I can give you a land title.
But Madam Minister, do you know in this country that there are people who know they have a problem in their land? It is encumbered, and maybe there's a lot of litigations. And they also know people who can handle that situation. Say, just give me that land, I'll sort it out.
Sure.
Yes, that's why she's saying, to address all of that, we need a law to be amended. Heap a burden on you. You say you sort it out. Okay, now you buy, now sort it out.
But you not get a title.
You don't get a title.
In fact,
the law should hold you. That's what she wants to do.
You will not get a title.
I hope you are going to be very fast in processing this law.
The minister's position is the best.
That's the best position.
The people who deliberately buy land,
True.
Yes.
knowing very well that it is occupied, because they have access to land.
They come down to land commission, they go to get court mandamus, it's a method of making money.
But Mr. Chairman, even more seriously, the problems begin at home with the families. One family member sells the land behind the rest of the family members. So this
Why do you buy without cross-checking their family? In fact, these people connive.
The LCs,
they just connive to make money. At the end of the day, they bring to government. So please, Minister, that is good news if you can handle that process.
Fortunately, the law will be brought to Parliament, so we shall be very grateful for members of Parliament to even strengthen our proposal.
So we look at the next person is Natalia Namuri, agent medical attention.
Natalia, I forgot
Has
Natalia.
never been paid. What was the story?
Natalia is also, I think the documents are coming, but she's one of the people who sold her, because of the heavy encumbrances on her land, agreed to cede it to government.
That is the way I want to minister.
Number 4. This is in Buganda, but I'm not so sure where the documents are coming.
See, this problems of land is Buganda, Bunyoro. Buganda, Bunyoro. Teso, we don't have that. People are clear with the land in the Teso.
But I think the president recently gave some land to, where was it?
In 4 areas.
There's
There's
an
Buganda,
there's an area in the east before I took office,
Elgon,
where they gave titles, where the president actually gave titles.
Forest park or something.
Kakungulu, you know Kakungulu was
Kakungulu, yes, of course, it has to be associated with
the
it.
Kakungulu problem is also in Bali. You see,
And Kakungulu came from Buganda.
Yes.
No, that's like Rossi counties.
Yes.
But recently, Amuru, land in Amuru the Amuru people were compensated. I think huge.
Yeah, those are farmers now taking the land.
Those are farmers also.
Yeah.
But we have taken
Those are
note.
land grabbers now, the new ones.
That is true.
Okay.
I think we need to.
So that's to find all this Mugisha, there are some issues, but I can see their urgent medical attention.
This old man, Isakaruka Kana,
Yeah.
is also from Rakai district. And this is, I think, lasted almost a decade. And
Now
since
this
there's
one
very
is
little money
sick.
remaining, I pray that the committee
They are sick, yeah.
is also sick.
I think, colleagues, this one is clear. Now we want to the other one of Rusanja and who?
Have you brought it?
There is a second one, Rusanja and something.
The Rusanja will take a few minutes.
The other schedule.
The Rusanja schedule is coming,
Okay.
but in the interest, since
But we discussed Rusanja.
we did discuss
So,
it.
Honorable Minister, what you can do, you will submit it to our clerk, the updated signed document with the land, the same to the other one, you submit to our clerk. You submit to our clerk.
Thank you.
But the issue still outstanding is the charge. You say that it's 3.8 billion. That's the land.
That's for the land.
That's
Yes.
the value of land.
That's the value.
How about that clause which is says it costs to be offset?
But
Is
the
that in the consent or?
chairman, the undersecretary explained that that was the view of government originally, but the buyer, Lodovico Mwanje, Dodo, had gone to court, and the court had indeed listened to, and he was with the sons of the lady who died, and the court agreed with them that they had sold their land properly, and they went to court and got an eviction order, and so according to him, they have no problem. Everything was according to the law.
Minister, clarification. I thought the issue was Kichon is Kichon.
No, Dodo.
The one of
Kichoncho is Rusanja.
no, I mean this one on the
Mwanje.
had actually violated the directive given by the Chief Justice. Because the Chief Justice has given court procedures that must be followed. And one of them was before eviction. And one of
Before
the
the order.
no. Once the order has been given,
Yes.
there are things that must be done by the person evicting. He must establish the property which is on the land, value it, and compensate. Now, the court found that you said the man.
The court found that the man
did not follow the directive of the Chief Justice on eviction.
No, sir. The court.
That's what on the
Honorable Minister, what we had
now you are changing.
show on radio was that at that time, it was a COVID time. Evictions were not supposed to happen.
Okay, good.
There was some kind of directive So that was the only thing.
Yes.
Otherwise, the guy was illegally.
What I'm explaining, yeah, that's what I'm explaining.
Once there is a
That
court order,
the condition, sir, what I was explaining, that the view of government originally was that we should recover the losses. But then the view that came up later is that the man was
no
legally,
losses,
everything he did according to court and was backed by court.
yes, and a court order is a court order.
Yes, but
There is nothing like saying, you know, they will court, as long as a court order is issued, whether fake, whether default,
Unless you challenge it.
you have to, unless you vacate it. So,
Mr. Chairman,
how to implement.
Mr. Chairman,
once there is a court order, it's there. To evict, you evict.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
Yesterday, I read, even last night, I read the whole that 5-day governance. The thing is very clear to us. Actually, the government has committed to paying its growth and the church.
And
That's why
the
it cost 6 billion.
Yeah.
Okay.
That is, I read the whole 5-day.
So it's clear, the money goes for the compensation, for buying the land, and then government will bring a request for money
For the church
to build the church for our Christians to
to continue praying for
continue
us,
with the social distance.
pray for the country.
They pray for the country. There is nothing much we can go into detail because the court order was a court order. The issues of proper what we can't go into that detail. That's again like carrying back a court order to court to say the process was not followed, but it becomes a circle. So they are clear. So, Honourable Minister, thank you for the clarifications. You now submit the
Signed.
documents signed for our record, so that we don't double count
Okay.
in the future. Thank you.
But we have not seen it. I hope they submit.
This is the same one, except that we shall add in the land. We shall just add in the land. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Minister,
Honourable Chair.
taking leave.
Thank you.
Unless somebody is interested in being allocated some land around Parliament or Makerere University,
You are talking to the right person.
the right person.
Thank you, Honourable Member.
Thank you.
They come say something.
The next thing I go to Feburary University, wait. You wake up, Senate is no more, Senate meeting is no more.